The Central Bank of Iraq's new headquarters isn't just a building, it's a symbol of rebirth, rising from the ashes of destruction. We all know Iraq has endured a turbulent history, marked by invasions, regime changes, and war. Yet, through it all, the nation has shown incredible resilience, working to rebuild its infrastructure, economy, and cultural heritage. Now, standing as the tallest structure in Baghdad, the new central bank represents the strength and tenacity of a country moving forward. In this video, we'll uncover the dramatic history that led to the bank's destruction, explore the visionary design by Zaha Hadid, and see how this new landmark is reshaping Iraq's future. Before we rise to new heights with the Central Bank of Iraq, don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates on iconic architecture and transformative designs from around the world. The history of the Central Bank of Iraq dates back to the mid-20th century when Iraq was taking its first steps towards modernizing its financial system. Established in 1947, the Central Bank of Iraq quickly became the country's financial backbone. It was initially built in Baghdad, close to the famous Tigris River, a river that has always been at the heart of the city. The river provided a stunning view, yes, but it was also a strategic location for commerce and trade along the water. The bank stood as a symbol of Iraq's growing economy and sovereignty. It proudly handled the country's monetary policies and currency circulation. However, something terrible happened during the early 2000s. In 2003, Iraq witnessed one of the most shocking financial crimes in history, the largest cash heist the world has ever seen. On March 19, 2003, just a day before the US invasion of Iraq, nearly $1 billion in cash was stolen from the vaults of the Central Bank of Iraq. This unprecedented theft was not the work of criminals breaking in through the roof or tunneling underground. In fact, it was believed to be an inside job, allegedly carried out by the people close to then-President Saddam Hussein. The timing of the theft seemed far from coincidental. Just one day later, on March 20, 2003, the United States launched its invasion of Iraq, and US forces entered Baghdad shortly afterward. The invasion led to widespread chaos, and the already troubled financial system took a direct hit. The central bank was heavily affected, both by the loss from the robbery and the instability caused by the invasion. The war devastated the country, and it seemed like everything was falling apart. Baghdad's infrastructure, its economy, and the bank's future. Then, in 2010, another group of robbers broke into the bank. The brutal group carried out a devastating bomb attack that claimed the lives of dozens. The attack not only left behind a tragic loss of life, but also reduced the grand 1980s structure to rubble. For a long time, it seemed like there was no recovery in sight for the Central Bank of Iraq. But then, a brilliant architect stepped forward. Zaha Hadid was one of the world's most renowned architects. She was the brilliant mind behind the reconstruction of the Central Bank of Iraq. Born in Baghdad in 1950, Hadid was deeply connected to her homeland. This is what made the Central Bank project a very personal one for her. She was already known for her futuristic designs and bold architectural statements, so when it came to the idea of rebuilding the bank, she saw the opportunity to contribute to Iraq's recovery after years of turmoil. In 2010, Zaha Hadid was commissioned to design the new central bank headquarters. Her vision was to create a structure that was not only aesthetically stunning, but also secure, functional, and representative of a bright future for Iraq. The building, planned to be located along the Tigris River, was designed with modern architecture. It was set to be one of Baghdad's most significant post-war structures. Unfortunately, Zaha Hadid never saw her masterpiece completed. She passed away suddenly in 2016 from a heart attack at the age of 65, while the central bank project was still underway. Though she left behind a legacy of iconic buildings worldwide, this particular project held deep personal significance for her. She may not have lived to see her vision realized, but today we can witness her work stand tall in Baghdad. But before we take a look at the new building, let us remember that while this bank was being constructed, nearly all parts of Iraq were undergoing massive reconstruction efforts as well. The United States and its allies entered Iraq in 2003 under the claim of eliminating weapons of mass destruction. They ended Saddam Hussein's regime, yes, but they also destroyed the country. While these weapons were never found, the invasion caused immense destruction. Baghdad became a war zone. Critical infrastructure was damaged or destroyed. Thousands of buildings were left in ruins, and historical landmarks suffered unrepairable damage. The war left more than 300,000 civilians dead, and the country's economy and cities in rubble. By 2011, US forces finally withdrew from Iraq, but they left behind a country in desperate need of rebuilding. This marked the beginning of a large-scale reconstruction effort. Famous landmarks that were destroyed during the invasion are now part of Iraq's reconstruction efforts. One of the most iconic is El Mutanabi Street, which is the historical heart of Baghdad's intellectual community. Once a cultural hub, it was bombed in 2007, but has since been rebuilt and restored. Another amazing project is the rebuilding of the Iraqi National Museum, which was looted during the chaos of the invasion. It was rebuilt and officially reopened in February 2015. Other than these cultural landmarks, modern projects like the new Central Bank of Iraq show that the country is slowly healing as it rebuilds its future brick by brick. And now, let's have a look at the new building of the Central Bank of Iraq. Construction on the new central bank began in 2012. Today, it is the tallest building in Baghdad and the second tallest in all of Iraq, reaching an impressive height of 170 meters. The bank has a huge internal floor area of 90,000 square meters, making it a major landmark in the city. The building's design is something truly unique. It has a twisting outer structure that makes it look modern and innovative. The base of the building starts narrow, but as it rises, it becomes wider in the middle and then tapers again at the top. The point to be noted here is that it was not kept that way for aesthetics. This shape helps with the building's stability and efficiency. The outer skeleton of the bank is its most amazing feature due to its dynamic pattern. The design of the exterior was inspired by the way light reflects off the Tigris River. This pattern serves a practical purpose. You see, the twisting elements help to provide shade. They control the amount of sunlight that enters the building. This keeps the interior cool and reduces the need for excessive air conditioning. This makes the building more energy efficient. The design allows light to play a big role in how the interior spaces feel. It brings in natural light without overheating the space. Inside there is a grand atrium that also draws in natural light and opens up the interior toward the Tigris River. The middle floors of the tower, where the building is widest, offer expansive views across the city. They create the perfect connection between the inside of the building and the broader city of Baghdad. This is meant to give employees and visitors a sense of openness and transparency, which is fitting for a bank. At the base of the building there is a large podium. This podium is designed to blend the tower with the surrounding area. It covers an entire city block, creating a smooth connection between the tall skyscraper and the ground level. The podium is surrounded by landscape terraces and gardens, adding greenery and making the space feel more welcoming. These terraces also manage access to the bank, guiding people in naturally. The vertical lines of the building's outer skeleton extend down into the podium, creating a unified look. The Central Bank of Iraq is expected to officially open in 2024, and when it does, it will serve as a symbol of Iraq's cultural strength and heritage. What are your thoughts on the impressive design of the Central Bank of Iraq? Tell us your opinions in the comments below. And before you go, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more exciting updates on architectural wonders. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.